If you've ever thought about resin printing and keep hearing some of the big names in printing being tossed around, and you're just a little confused on which printer you should get, don't worry, I gotcha. Well, kinda. Welcome in, geeks and nerds. Today on Geek and Nerd Tech, we're going to take a look at 3 of the hottest resin printers and figure out which one of them is best. Again, kinda. Today we're going to look at the Reflex RS from Haygears, the GK2 from Uniformation, and the Saturn IV Ultra from Elegoo. None of the companies have sponsored this video, and all 3 printers were purchased by me. All 3 printers are loaded with Soraya Tech 12K fast navy gray ABS-like resin to keep things fair. And even though the Reflex doesn't officially support third-party resins, go check out Greedy 3D's videos for more information on how third-party resins work in that printer. First up, we got the Haygears Ultracraft Reflex RS. We are not using a pulse release module with this, again with the Soraya Tech resin. We're going to be printing the Amerilabs Town calibration test. Just a couple things, just hit it there, print, wait about 50 minutes or so, and then we've got our completed print. We're going to take that over to the wash and cure station in a moment. We'll scrape that off the plate and we'll get that one prepped and ready for the rest of the review. Next is going to be the Uniformation GK2. This one has a built-in heater, which is nice. It heats the resin in the vat, tries to keep things consistent while it's printing, and it does a great job in the Midwest here in my basement. So we're going to be doing the same thing, the Amerilabs Town calibration print. We're going to print that one off here. You can see about an hour and 10 minutes later on this one, we had a completed print. And lastly, we've got the Elegoo Saturn IV Ultra. This one is nice because it has a tilting vat, which helps allow it to print a little bit faster than the other 2 printers, although the Ultracraft Reflex does hold its own with that. This one I did add a heater to the unit to help keep that one heated up. I have not added the heater to the to the Haygears yet. I'm thinking about getting the pulse release module though, which will have that heated vat there. And you can see we've got a completed town print, and all 3 of them now are being cured up. And we'll go through and go over those, and you can see exactly how each one came out. And so each town got about 7 minutes in the cure station, and then obviously washed in the isopropyl alcohol first, and then about 7 minutes in the station. And first up, you can see we've got the Haygears Reflex RS Amerilabs test. Over on the right-hand side, that roof that has the multiple little spires on top. This is the only printer of the 3 that printed every single one. Some of them may have been bent and flimsy, but again, it was the only one that did print it, as well as the little Seattle Tower looking spire there with a little point at the very top. I believe this is the only one. The Haygears is the only one that actually printed the complete spire on top as well. And up next, we've got the Uniformation GK2. Again, you can see that little tower there did not have the top on it, as well as these little points here on that roof area. The entire row on the far right side was missing. But other than that, everything else did print. The pie in the center, the text looks very sharp. All of the windows on the buildings, none of them looked really clogged up. Any other major issues coming from the GK2. Now, on a personal note, too, the GK2 was the first large format resin printer that I owned. I did have the Saturn II way back when it first came out. But the GK2 has a little bit bigger build plate, and it's been able to do a little bit more for me personally over the Saturn II. And now we're going to go into the Saturn IV Ultra. Now, the Saturn IV Ultra is the only one that had a little bit of an issue. that did not show up on either of the other two printers. I'll show you those here in just a minute. But again, the tower, the little Seattle looking tower there, did not print the top of it, and I don't believe it did print the far right row, but it did not. They weren't standing; they were kind of like little spaghetti floating around there. But again, this one had a weird issue. If you notice, in between the little checkerboards, there's a horizontal line going across, and near the top, above, right there above the pie, there's a line that just, and it goes all the way through, and it's on both sides. That was not present on either of the other printers, so I'm not sure if there was a problem with just this print or the FEP, which I did not replace, which you'll see here in a moment, did not have any problems with the miniatures. And speaking of miniatures, we've got the Reflex RS here, printing out some miniatures from One Page Rules. This is the Human Defense Force, which I've printed on all three printers, just a random handful selection of which ones we can get. We got some great details here. I got facial details, mustache, eyebrows. The armor comes out looking great. The sword looks amazing on this one. Now, I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of problems with the camera here. I am doing this all first time, guys, off script. Let me know if you like that, or if you'd want something more scripted. This is new to me. And while we're just kind of, you know, chewing the fat here, go down and click that like and subscribe, and let me know that you want me to keep making some more videos. Get something down in the chat section. Let me know what you'd like to see me do. I'm printing miniatures. I'm doing some 1/6 scale statues, and some other things. So here's a couple more of the Human Defense Force. This one's obviously on the Uniformation GK2, and again, look at the quality on this. All of these just come out great. No post processing on any of these. All I did was maybe heated them up with a hairdryer for a moment and peeled them off the supports. That is about it. And as I was talking about with the town, you can see the Saturn IV Ultra does not exhibit any of the lines that we saw on the town print in these miniatures. And these were printed immediately after printing the town, and no issues at all. All of the miniatures were printed in the 50 micron, the 0.05 millimeter. So there was no advantages or disadvantages for any of the printers. From what I understand, the Saturn IV has got obviously the highest resolution of them all. But when you look at the quality between the three printers, it is tough to tell. Now, the Saturn is a cheaper printer, I believe coming in right now at $399. The GK2 is around $799, and then the maybe $699 now. And the Hey Gears Reflex RS is $999. But again, here's the Rat Lord that I printed. I printed this on all three printers, post-processed, primed, sanded, painted, and you can't tell which parts came off of which printer. Joel from The Last of Us came out looking great, as well as Arnold here from Terminator that's popping up. While we're waiting for him to pop up, just to kind of explain, when it comes to the printers themselves, the Hey Gears, I have had 0 failures, 0 problems printing, and I've been printing on that for about a month. The GK2, I've had a few failures here and there, usually because I've supported something wrong or had oriented something wrong. Now, unfortunately, with the Saturn IV Ultra, I have had random failures on prints that I were printing multiple times, where one time it would print fine, the second time it wouldn't even be on the plate. Sometimes they would just fail halfway through. Now, here's just a little bit of some of the ones that I have printed. Some tabletop gaming, a little Luigi here, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. We got Iron Man and a couple of others. Again, most of these printed on a combination of the three printers. But again, sanded, primed, painted. So when it comes down to it, go for a printer that you have access to, availability to, and what your budget is going to allow you to go through. till next time, I hope this video was a little bit informative and give you some idea what the three can produce, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.